Anyway, back to the Olympics. So summer of 2012, I was a physiologist, still am, and I was working with some of Canada's Olympic team in preparation for the London Olympics. And we were in Florida, and I was working with canoe kayak, and specifically Adam Van Koeverden, who's one of the athletes I've worked with for a very long time. And I'm not sure if you know this or not, but the closer you get to an Olympic Games, the less hard work you do. You want to have no injuries, no fatigue, no stress. And so this was to be Adam's last really, really hard workout. We went a set of 16 times 4 minutes, all out on 2 minutes rest. So imagine sprinting for 4 minutes and then chilling out for 2 minutes and doing that over and over and over again for 2 hours. Super fun for me because I get to do all the blood work and the heart rates. And in my Zodiac, I'm dodging dolphins. Awesome for me, not so much for Adam. And when I was explaining the set, he swore at me, which is fine, because I went and found the number 2 person in the world at the time, Anders Gustafsson, who's in black. Adam was number 1 in the world at the time. So I got the number 1 and number 2 people in the world together right before the Olympic Games. And they were flying up and down this river. It was incredible. And in addition to doing my blood work and measuring heart rates, I snapped a few pictures, this being one of them. And it was just an incredible day. I saw this picture, and then I was flipping through my shots at night when I got back to the hotel, and I saw this picture. And as soon as I saw that picture, I said, you know what? I think Adam's going to win the Olympics. Can you see the difference between them? Look at their faces. Do you see how Anders is stressed, tense, anxious? Look at their hands. Adam's gripping the paddle, holding the paddle with 3 fingers, like pinkies up, drinking tea with the queen. You tap the paddle and it goes flying, where Anders is gripping the paddle for dear life. So keep this in mind. They're the exact same level of athlete. They've both broken the world record. They're going the exact same speed at the exact same time of day, at the exact same point in the training cycle. Everything is exactly the same, but they're doing it in 2 completely different ways. Stressed, nervous, tense, anxious, fearful, or relaxed, focused, energized, determined. I believe that there's a completely different way of working. And I want all of us to consider the fact that the way that we're working in our world right now isn't working. We have 25% of our population with a diagnosed sleeping disorder. We have 58% of Canadians with overweight or obesity. We have 85% of Canadians, everyone just started taking notes, that's good, thanks for that, makes me feel better. 85% of Canadians don't get enough physical activity to prevent a chronic disease. That's not even to be healthy, that's just not to get sick. The numbers just came out for children. It's 4% of girls and 9% of boys get enough physical activity to prevent a chronic disease. And the number that, even though it's the lowest, scares me the most is 1 in 5 Canadians will access the medical system at some point because of a mental health-related challenge. That terrifies me as a father of 2 young kids. But I do believe that there's a solution, and the solution is to do the opposite of those 4 grand epidemics. Not only does that enable us to perform better and make that fundamental shift from going through life like Anders to going through life like Adam, but it enables us to be healthy as well. And the pivot is to sleep soundly, eat smarter, move more, and think clearly. 4 steps that counter the grand epidemics and also enable us to reach our potential. That's what I'm going to try to persuade you of in the next 16 minutes and 17 seconds. Here we go. Diving right into it, I want to talk first about sleeping soundly. And I want to draw your attention to the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is a parallel circulatory system inside the body. You all have this. It runs right next to your arteries and veins. It's full of a clear fluid called lymph. Lymph flows through your body all the time. It picks up viruses, bacteria, broken down cells, waste products, pulls it into your lymphatic system, where white blood cells from your immune system fight off all those invaders. This is the system that keeps your body healthy. It's a system that keeps your body clean. It's why your doctor feels the lymph glands in your neck to see if you're fighting off a cold or the flu. It's why we're concerned about breast cancer spreading to the lymph nodes in the underarm. This is an incredibly important system. But if you look at that image, you'll see that it's present in the stomach, chest, arms, neck. It gets up to about the cheeks, and then it stops. It's not in the head. And up until very recently, science, medicine had no idea how the brain accomplishes what the body accomplishes in terms of keeping itself healthy and clean. And some research was done that shed some light on this topic. I do a lot of MRI imaging at the Hospital for Sick Children. It's a part of our research program. And we're able to capture these incredible, beautiful images of the brain. And what we've discovered, some researchers in the United States have discovered, is that at the microscopic level, we have 100 billion neurons. And these 100 billion neurons, every single night while we sleep, shrink by about 60%. and all the space opens up inside the brain, and a clear fluid called cerebrospinal fluid washes through the brain every single night while you sleep. That was imaged for the first time about 2 years ago. You can actually see the penetration of fluids into the brain when we're sleeping. It's absolutely incredible. The other discovery that was made is that we have a network of lymphatic vessels that line the inside of the skull, and they're connected to the lymphatic system inside the body. So every single night while you sleep, the brain literally washes itself out and drains itself. It's kind of like taking a dirty sponge and sticking it under running water and squeezing it over and over and over again until the brain is cleaned out. That happens every single night while we sleep. It's absolutely incredible. But we have a society-level problem when it comes to sleep. We all do this. Well, not all of you. I'm not accusing all of you of doing this, but the vast majority of you, I'm going to guess, probably do something like this. Here's why this is such a huge problem. This is an MRI scan of the brain. It's a slice through the head at the level of the eyes. You're looking at it from the top. If we zoom in, you can actually see the eyeballs up top there. It's really quite incredible. When we have these devices and we shine them through our eyes, the light goes through your eyeball, hits the back of your eyeball, that part I've circled, part indicated there in blue, and a structure that looks like this that converts light into electricity. That electricity passes back through the optic nerve into a structure called the pineal gland, which releases a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin controls your sleep-wake cycles. So when we shine these devices into our eyes late at night, we are signaling electrically to the pineal gland that it's morning, it's noon, the sun just came up. And as a result, you don't release melatonin, making it very difficult for you to fall asleep quickly and deeply. So we all need to create a barrier and defend the last hour before we go to sleep at night to enable us to fall asleep quickly and deeply. We have to do things differently in order for us to reach our potential, but also, very importantly, to be healthy as well. First thing in the morning, if you wake up and you're having a hard time going, by all means, grab your phone, shove it right in your face. I'm fine with it in the morning. In the afternoon, phone's away.